I sorry. Hello everyone and welcome back to CDMX Flavor Walk, the podcast where we talk about places to eat, relax, and enjoy life in Mexico City. I'm your host Emilio and we release a new episode every week. So thanks for joining us again. Today's episode is all about one of my favorite persons, a foodie. I've always thought foodies are very curious about culture, really passionate about flavor, and quite good at finding new places to visit and hidden gems. So they often plan their days around food. They usually love to go and finding new a city better that its food than that its streets. Let me share three quick facts about foodies. The first point is foodies about like local food more than expensive food. Second, they usually enjoy exploring neighborhoods and food because they discover something new. And finally, many foodies take picture meals because they want to remember everything, even the little details. And today we are lucky because our guest is that kind of person. Welcome to the show, Gina.
Hey Emilio, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here. I am a foodie and always cooking for somewhere delicious, comfortable, and fun to go in Mexico City.
Perfect. Before we begin, I want to say that Gina is friendly with people, curious about new flavors, patient with long lines, honest about her opinions, and enthusiastic about the street food, and open mind about trying unusual dishes, and good at finding amazing places. So let's start. So here are my questions for you. So first, what is your favorite kind of place to visit here in Mexico City?
I usually love places that have a great atmosphere and incredible food. I often to go cafes, markets, and small restaurants. For me, the best places are not always the most famous ones. Sometimes the smallest spot is the best one.
Wow, that makes sense. So the next question is, what kind of food do you recommend for someone who is visiting Mexico City for the first time?
I say tacos are most of course. You should try tacos al pastor and should also try something sweet after that. For example, churros, ice cream, or pan de dulce. Mexico City has so many opinions that everyone can for something they like.
Wow, that's a good answer. So, how did you become such a foodie?
I started when I was young. My family used to go out every weekend and we always try different places. When I was a teenager, I began to pay more attention to flavor, ingredients, and the story behind the food. Since then, I love exploring new restaurants.
Wow, that's so interesting. Tell me, what have you discovered recently?
Discovered that Mexico City has this amazing food in every neighborhood. I've tried new street food spots in Centro Histórico. I've found beautiful cafes in Roma Norte. I've also been exploring Condesa, and right now I am loving places that mix good food with a relaxing vibe.
Wow, that places sounds really good to visit. So let's get practical. If our listeners only have one afternoon here in Mexico City, where should they go?
I would recommend it started in Roma Norte. There are many cafes, bakeries, and restaurants there. After that, they could walk to Condesa for drink or dessert. If they want something more traditional, they come to Coyoacán and visit a market or a local cantina. There is always something interesting somewhere in the city.
Wow, that's so amazing. So, what do you think make a place truly special?
For me, it's not only the food, it is also the people, the service, and the feeling of the place. A restaurant can be very pretty, but if the staff is not kind, the experiences change. I like places where in the atmosphere it's really warm and the food is extremely fresh.
Okay, have you had any experience or memory food in the city?
Yes, definitely. Last month I went to a teeny taco stand with my friends. It was simple, but the flavor was incredible. The owner was so kind, and they talked with someone there who recommended a dessert place near me. We followed the advice, and everything was perfect. Sometimes the best plans are the not planned at all.
I love that. So tell me, what are some typical habits of foodies like you?
Well, many foodies read reviews, take photos, and compare places before going out. We usually like to try something new instant, if eating the same thing all the time. We also talk a lot about food with friends, and we often recommend places to anyone who asks. Some of us even make lists of restaurants in our phones.
Yes, that is so true. And tell me, are there any places in Mexico City that you think people overlook?
Absolutely. Some people only go to the famous spots, but they miss hidden places in San Angel, Juarez, or even small markets in city center. There is something special in those areas. Do you not need to spend a lot of money? Eat well.
Absolutely. Tell me, what should visitors avoid doing?
They show no rush. If you go fast, you miss everything. It's better to talk around, ask questions, and be open to new experience. Also, people should not ignore street food just because it looks simple. Sometimes the best flavors come from places that seem very ordinary.
Wow, that's a really great advice. I have only one more question for you. If someone feels lost in Mexico City and doesn't know where to eat, what should they do?
They can ask a local, check a few recommendations, and trust their instincts. There is always somewhere good nearby. And honestly, if you are curious, friendly, and open minded, you will probably find something amazing.
Whoa, before we finish, I know that I say that the last question that was the final, but I want to ask a final question. What is your personal opinion about eating out in Mexico City?
I think it is one of the best parts of living here. The city is very lively, and there are so many places to explore. Some are famous, some are small, and some are hidden. But all the time can give you a special experience. Mexico City is not just a place to eat; it is a place to discover.
Beautiful said. So to conclude this episode, we can say that Mexico City is full of food, culture, and unforgettable places. Whether you looking for tacos, cafes, markets, or desserts spots, there is always something waiting for you. So thank you, Gina, so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Emilio. It was a pleasure.
And well, thank you for everyone to listening to CDMX Flavor Walk. We'll be back next Friday with another episode. Until then, exploring, keep tasting, and keep enjoying the city. See you.